Going to Legion, as you'll hear, like always, we're back with some Dance Gavin Dance. You know, I gotta pad the views, right? I gotta pad it with music somehow. No, I'm kidding. Well, that's technically true. But I was like, yeah, you know, I have a huge list of music, and I was like, I haven't done Dance DGD in forever. Jesus. So I thought I'd do so. I had something in my throat. I hope this looks good, because for me, this is a 360p image. I don't know why this is in 360p, because it's not just this picture that's bad, but it usually makes the sound quality not as good. This is Carl Barker. I don't know what the hell this is, but I was in the mood for some music, so I thought I'd check it out. So with that, let's just get into it, check it out, see what it's all about. Let's hope it's good. I really do hope it's good, because I want some good music. I'm actually tired, so I need something to just get my blood flowing. Come on, please don't. Let's go. Already not liking it. It's already starting out bad for me, guys. I'm telling you. It's gonna go hard though. I bet. Watch after this.
Well, there's no sense in me saying then why does it matter? Does it matter? It never matters. Well, on Sunday, so maybe we'll finish this chapter. I can't ever finish this chapter. Now at this moment, I don't know what else to think. There's no sense in me saying I guess I still matter. Makes it faces, examine the suspects. Get the DNA now. You'll tell everyone that it's so much fun. Take them all my friends. It never ends. While we're driving through all the alleyways, we picked up some happiness on the way. Well, tell everyone that it's so much fun. Say to all your friends, it never ends. While we're driving through all the alleyways, we picked up some happiness.
This part right here reminds me like Bruno Mars a little bit. Is that weird?
Doesn't mean that you exist. Just because you move your lips doesn't mean that you exist. Can we just take a fucking break? 'Cause I feel like I got nothing left. Nothing left. I guess I still miss you. Oh, it's me and you. What else should we do? We're talking for functioning people. I guess I still miss you. We're talking for functioning people. I guess I still miss you. You always said we win the lottery someday, so I wouldn't have to go away. I should have known that I had it all along, but I didn't know till you were gone. What they do, function now. Touch your nose, jump around.
Look at that goober.
For breaking, going cross, chase till they make it time. Pick up the deck or shot, 2 bottles, cups and blood. What gives for leverage still? Dancing without my crew. Drink and drive life away, gamble with everything. Just because
to say about this song. I definitely towards the end of it. So there's another version of this. It's the Tree City Seasons, or is that Sessions? No, fucking I don't remember. Wait, Session, I think. I always get those. Even when I look at the word, it's still stupid. What does it say? Let's just mute that. Session. It is Session. I'm an idiot. All right. So, yeah. This song specifically. Okay. Whoops. I should have just muted that. So this one specifically, like I said, I had a lot to say about it. When I first heard it, I was like, okay. And then they had that hard part that came out. I was like, ooh, this might be really good. And then they didn't do that again, and I was like, okay, I'm not really liking this song too much. Towards the end of it, it definitely grew on me a whole lot more. In this song, it's funny enough, it's completely reversed. When I usually kind of like a Gavin dance song, I always say one thing, right? Love the music for the most part. I always got to find that specific singer or that singer's good song that really grabs me. In this one, I didn't actually really care for the music in the middle of it. The like that quick little guitar, like ukulele sound, or whatever that small little Hawaiian guitar is. That's just what I pictured. I wasn't really feeling that. I wasn't like. I think we could find some over here. Maybe let's see. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be really good. You hear that background? You hear that guitar in the background? All that music that we just listened to, not the singing, the music, I did not like any of that. Then the vocals. But his singing was great. Let's hear that part. This music's alright. It's less of that guitar track. Let's hear the vocals again. Great. I like that. Yeah, see that the singing at the end of it? Oh man, I really like that part. It reminds me of like, dude, Gavin Dance, there's it's like one of the few bands that really reminds me of just like an era, like, excuse me, of like shows or like the epic moment in a music video, or like maybe way back when I was watching the X Games, you have like that like the promotion. Not so much that I'm not really saying anything specific here, but it's just every time I hear that, it reminds me of like, you know what they remind me of? Their words. Their music has never been used in it, but if you know what an AMV is, the AMV hell, which is always the anime whatever hell, which is when they take a bunch of different anime and they make a music video out of it. This kind of reminds me of like, their music reminds me of like the music that would be used in it, right? Something that would be the popular, usually younger kind of crowd. Like when I was a kid, when I was a kid, like Linkin Park was, I don't know if they ever used a Linkin Park song. I think they probably did, but Linkin Park, and then there was other stuff that was a little harder, a little bit more alternative than them. I wasn't the biggest Linkin Park fan, but there's a lot of songs and there's a lot of bands that I can't name that are like Linkin Park adjacent, maybe in the same genre, but they're their own thing. I can't think of it, any of those names, because they were never huge, and I never really listened to a whole lot of them. But their music, the way he was singing, reminds me of something you would see in like some epic anime montage where like the anime characters like flying down or jumping off something high and landing, and it's just this really awesome moment. Like maybe it gets really corny and like the boy gets the girl finally in like somewhere one of those animes. Like I don't know why I thought of that, but that's just kind of like what is singing kind of reminded me of. It reminded me of like a popular style of singing that would be used in a video that was meant for a lot of people, I guess, is a good way of phrasing it, which is a good thing. You know, yeah. And I think before we got to about, I think right here, when we had all that, like that constant noise from the guitarist, it was at a 3 out of 10 for me. I was like, dude, I fucking can't stand this. Maybe it hit me so hard because we had the, right around here, we had the hard, the dirty vocals, and then we got to like here, and it got to like noise pollution from the guitarist and some of the other stuff. Then we got around like here, and it starts to pick up. They get rid of the guitar, the annoyance guitar, and it starts to sing, and the singing's kind of whatever. And then we get to like right here, and then the singing kind of changes, and then we get to like here, and we get to the great vocals all the way to, you know, where I stopped it. And so I think I would actually put this on the playlist just for this moment and on down to here. The singing, I actually really, really like the singing, the style of it, the way he held the notes. Just reminds me of like 2009 or something like that. Was just when a lot of those bands were just holding those awesome notes, but it wasn't like some crystal clear vocals, right? Like, I mean, he's a good singer, but it's not like a woman that's like holding some Whitney Houston clarity, you know. It's just this guy that's singing. That's like, he's like a yell almost. It's like, yeah, it's like yell, but it's the singing, yelling, holding that note, not the growl or the brie or anything like that. But I hope you know what I'm saying. And it's like 2006, 2009, like that whole era, you know, also being some of the worst rap that came out with like Soldier Boy, like 2010. Oh my God, the whole Candy Paint with the old cars, Risen with the big wheel, that whole era of rap was trash. But they had a lot of this music, not necessarily Dance Gavin Dance, but they had that holding that note, but the rest of it was a lot harder. You either had another vocalist doing the hard stuff, or they kind of did the hard stuff. You know, the bands that usually had the dirty vocals, but then also the chorus was sang like we were just listening to, and sometimes there's two singers, and that style was always kind of my popular favorite for me. But this is just one guy doing it, and it's not super crazy. And there's other bands that then there was the bands that always had like this kind of vocal, but their music was a little harder than normal, like the screamo stuff. But instead of having any kind of dirties, it was just kind of like, these are all just kind of things that I'm remembering. That, and I always kind of liked when they held that note. Like, what is it? Murder Mitten is the song. And the way they hold that note, I'm like, that's a good song. I like this song just because of that. The way they do it. And I've always been a fan of that. And so I definitely think I give this a 7, which is, I think, is pretty generous. Not because the song is bad in general. I think the song is fine. But for my personal taste, the whole, like, first, like, minute-ish was really not my jam. I was really not liking it. It had that one good moment. I'm like, dude, fuck yeah. And then it kind of went weird, and then it picked back up. It did a lot of this, and then and went way up there. So I really liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I would actually, if I was like playing Rocket League or something like that, and I wanted something to listen to, I'd throw this on, probably not pay attention to it while I'm playing until the awesome part caught my attention. I'd be like, fuck yeah, dude, here we go. Time to get into it. You know, or something like that. You know, it's a good song, but it's just weird. It's weird how much I like the ending of this song, but really couldn't care less about the opening. I don't know. That's just my opinion. If you don't like it, I'm sure there's another channel you can go and complain about somewhere else, because I don't care to read that. But with that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see whatever video I'm doing next. Later, guys.